thank you so much for joining me again for Lunch Break Learning with Coach Shaquan. I am so excited to be here another week. Someone said something, I had company over this weekend, out of town guest, and when I said, it's good to see you, she said, it's better to be seen than to be viewed. I said, okay, that wasn't new. I hadn't heard that before, but I liked it. It was catchy. So I'm glad that I'm seeing you, those who are joining live, and y'all are seeing and hearing me. Praise the Lord. So please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Coach Shaquan, and I study how people communicate, connect, and show up in personal and professional relationships. As a certified life and relationship coach, I focus on helping women who feel like they know where they want to be, they know where they want to go, they don't know how to get there or what's stopping them from getting there. There is belief systems, which I have created a framework called Check Your BS, and I do this little snap, where BS stands for belief system, or whatever has you stuck in a pattern of thinking or way of doing that does not allow you to reach your goals or move forward or let go of something or someone. Sometimes we got to let go of people too. Yes, we do. And so today's conversation during lunch break learning, are you the helper, healer, fixer? What? Okay, I'm intrigued, coach. Tell me more. So, helper, healer, fixer is a term that I coined years ago in my coaching practice to describe people who were always making themselves available. They will help you, they will heal you, they will fix you, or you will help them fix them. Heal them, right, at any expense, even when it means giving your first and your last or leaving very little for yourself. And so what I've noticed over the years in coaching clients is that because at the core of who we are, we have this desire to serve and desire to help people. Well, what happens is that at the end of the day, you find that you've been the helper, healer, fixer, and there's no one to help heal and fix you. And so our conversation today is going to really tap into what really makes you go to that place of giving your all, and then at the end of the night, feeling like there's no one there to do the same for you. Why do we have those thought patterns or those beliefs about if we don't, then no one else will? Okay, so I want to jump right into this. For those that are joining live, or if you're listening to the replay, we do have people here that are live, and so we're going to use the chat. If you have any questions or any comments, any journal prompts that we have, feel free to put them in the chat. And again, grab your paper and your pen and take some notes. Okay. All right. So when I think about the helper, healer, fixer, I really do this when I'm working with clients and helping them to break it down by focusing on energy. I'm very repetitive and when I'm teaching and when I'm coaching, because that is how you learn and how you begin to be more accountable for the way you're showing up and the things you're doing, if you have some strategy or tools that helps you along the way. And so by doing that, when I'm talking about energy, when we think about energy, energy is described in terms of self-awareness as anything you hear, taste, smell, touch, and see. Those are your five senses, which then gives you a perception of what you like or dislike about people, places, things, or situations. I said this in the majority, I believe maybe all of our lunch break learnings. And again, I'm going to really tap into that, because energy is such a powerful way to be, again, more accountable for how you were showing up from the bedroom to the boardroom and everywhere in between. And so when we look at energy, we're using them by two terms. We're defining them. The first one is called anabolic energy. Anabolic energy. Think spirit fingers, think good vibes, think when things are going the way that they normally should, your body releases these hormones, these anabolic hormones that are produced or designed to produce growth and creativity. And really, when you're feeling your best, you're doing your best, and things are going the way that they normally do, you have access to so much anabolic energy that you're able to be more productive and be more pleasant, if you will, when you're showing up. And so, as the helper, healer, fixer, when we're in that place of anabolic energy, we are doing it truly from a place of service, truly of a place of wanting to give forward without really expecting anything back. Okay. That is the key point. Without accepting anything back or anything in return is when we're in that anabolic space of being the helper, healer, fixer. On the flip side, there's catabolic energy. And yes, if you all have been with me live or followed me or been to any of my classes, you know I kind of sink down. I go, catabolic energy. Ooch, catabolic energy is draining, destructive, and fear-based. When your body is under stress or you're feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders, catabolic energy kicks in and somewhat plays like an adrenaline or to help you push through. And so it's eating away at your healthy cells. And so you may feel overwhelmed or the anxiety or the stress and the fear and all of those things that make you feel very heavy, very weighted down, happen to be in that catabolic space. And so I use these terms, anabolic and catabolic, to really help describe what we have been taught as good, bad, right, wrong, positive, and negative. Okay. So keep those terms in mind. Like I said, the majority, really all of when I'm teaching and I'm coaching is going to be based off of these two types of energy. So being the helper, healer, fixer, I describe that again as someone who makes themselves available to help you. They're always there to give their place of service, right? If you need an extra hand, helper healer fixers are there. And so I'm going to use this in an interchangeable way because I could be talking about you, or this could be someone you know. And so this is the value in having these conversations and as we're doing over lunch break learning, to really see yourself and then be able to flip that lens, or I guess see other people and then flip that lens so that you can self-reflect and see what it means to you. So here's a journal prompt. When you hear the word helper, healer, fixer, what does that mean to you? Okay. When you hear the term helper, healer, fixer, what does that mean to you? Yeah, something in that right there. So when I'm thinking about this, I said, you know what? A helper, healer, fixer sounds like an Olivia Pope of relationships. Okay, it's handled. That's the first thing I thought. I was like, oh, a helper, healer, fixer, they're going to handle it, right? People that are usually in that position of making themselves available and always being able to fix it, they are always in this mode of problem solving, right? Consistently wanting to problem solve. And so I'm like, yeah, they handle it. So of course I'm a words girl. We talked about that before. I love words. Matter of fact, go back and catch that conversation on 5 words that are killing your conversation. Yeah, that was a good one. I actually have more words I'm going to add to that too. Let me stay on track. Stay focused, stay focused. So define handle. The word handle, I looked it up and in the dictionary it says to feel or manipulate with the hands. I'm like, okay, yeah, not for this conversation. Or it can mean to manage a situation or a problem. I'm like, okay, so you handle it. That's where y'all come in with the Olivia Pope of relationships. Am I the Olivia Pope of relationships? Can I be that? Let me get back to you. Okay. Let me get back to you. I need a long, bad bomb coat. I do know that. And a mean walk. Okay. I'm going to work on that. Stay focused, Shaquan. Stay focused. So, manage a situation or a problem, or see, I'm funny. Thank you. Thank you. Because I just be, oh, okay, whatever. So, the part by which a thing is held, carried, or controlled. Okay. To handle is the part by which a thing is held, carried, or controlled. Okay, so that makes sense for the helper, healer, fixer. You want to carry other people's burdens, carry other people's loads. You want to be in control sometimes of situations because if you are the one that's helping, healing, fixing, then you can pretty much guarantee that it will get done. Okay, so that control part is also tied potentially to a lack of trust. Wait, what, coach? Wait. Okay, so even if we're not the helper, healer, fixer, people who want to be in control typically have an underlying or an unconscious thought of not trusting anyone else to get it done. Okay? Check your BS, check the belief system that you've created. People who like to be in control, people who like to take it all under and just want to get it done, typically helper, healer, fixers, they like to be in control due to a lack of trust. The last definition, this is the one that got me, y'all. The helper, healer, fixer and being able to handle something. A handler is a nickname. Okay. When you think about handler, that's a nickname. Even if we think on social media, right? We have our handles. Somebody say, what's your IG handle? Right? Or what's your, I don't even use the other platforms. Instagram is the first one or the one that pops up in my mind. What's your handle? Right? So it's a name. Okay, so this is when, listen, my anabolic vibes clicked in and I was like, okay, light bulbs everywhere. How am I going to teach this thing right here? And I said, oh, helper healer fixers like to handle shit. Wait, huh? Wait, coach, what? Yes, helper healer fixers like to handle shit. Now, I know that I have some people on here, particularly a client that is very familiar with what we mean when we say that shit. And so I'm going to break it down to you because this is one of the tools and the strategies that I use when I'm teaching and coaching. And it's about your shit. Shit in Coach Shaquan land stands for your shame, your hurt, your insecurity, and your truth. What? Oh, Lord. Yes. Your shit is your shame, your hurt, your insecurity, and your truth. And so, really, when you are a helper, healer, fixer, sometimes, let's be clear, it's not all the time, and we can break this down when we're talking about catabolic and anabolic energy. Sometimes you are a shit handler. You like to handle other people's shit. Right? You want to manage and you want to control and you want to really have things in the palm of your hands because you can trust you that it'll get it done. Now, in some sorts, this can be an anabolic act, right? It can be healing, constructive, and success focused when you are the helper, healer, fixer, always making yourself available. People know that you're reliable, they can count on you. That's great. What about when you are tired as that thing from always being the one, the go-to person, the strong friend, the one that is perceived to always have it together? Now we're shifting to the catabolic side, and you are handling shit that does not belong to you. Okay? You are handling other people's shame and their hurt and their insecurities and their truth that does not belong to you. So here's a journal prompt. Whose shit am I handling? Mhm. As a helper, healer, fixer, whose shit am I handling? Or if you want to take it another notch and go a little bit, or I shouldn't say another notch, let's go a little deeper with that. What shit am I handling that does not belong to me? Now that's the one. Is that the one? Yeah. What shit am I handling that does not belong to me? Mm, mm. Right? I'm talking to you, talking to me. I'm like, okay, well, let me think about myself. What other? Because as a helper, healer, fixer, we are in a place of service. From a perspective of being a Christian, we were called to serve. We were called to be a help to our brothers and sisters in Christ, right? And not and to our brothers and sisters everywhere. So we have the tendency to get involved, right? And get in and get in and get involved. I was gonna say get involved and get mixed up in other people's drama because we're handling their shit. Does that sound familiar to you? Oh Lord, coach, you are talking about me. Why are you talking about me? Why are you talking about me, coach? Okay. I'm talking to you, talking to me because I've been in that place. I've been in a place where I've been the helper, healer, fixer, and I've wanted to show up in ways that made people know that I was there and I was available and that I could do it, right? In some sorts, proving my worth. And that then becomes the catabolic, draining, destructive, fear-based side of being the helper, healer, fixer. So let me know in the chat how this is landing for you. Are you the helper, healer, fixer on the anabolic side or on the catabolic side? Let's just say in the majority of the spaces where you are being the helper, healer, fixer. And let me know in the chat. Do you feel like it is more on the anabolic side or on the catabolic side? Hmm. Oh, wait, I just heard someone ask a question. I really didn't. In my mind, I feel like they may have. And oh my gosh, they did ask it. Someone asked in the chat. I was getting ready to say the same thing. Someone is asking, can it be both? I was getting ready to say that, I promise. Absolutely, it can be both. See, energy is transferable and energy is contagious. And so it can trigger you to be in an anabolic helper healer fixer. Let's just say somebody, okay, I'm just using moving as an example, right? So I say, can I borrow your truck to help me move? Girl, yeah, that's no problem. And then you get there, and then you have to. So your antibody, like I am in a place of service. I'm gonna show up for my friend. They're gonna use my truck, and guess what? When you get there, you got on your Gordon Gartrell. You wasn't ready to move, like you weren't ready to work. And so now your helper healer fixer turns very catabolic because now you're angry and you're upset because this isn't what you were intended to do. Yet you found yourself in a place of being the helper healer fixer like you usually do, right? Making yourself available without knowing the full extent of what was being asked of you. So we must be very mindful when you're going into situations and you want to be the helper and you want to heal someone, right? If someone is going through a situation, if someone is experiencing grief, like you want to be there to help people out and to heal them when they are having their downtimes or if they're experiencing any trauma, right? And then the fixer, what is it? What do you need me to get done? Right? I came to do this, right? The fix was for me to bring my truck so that you could use it to help move stuff. And I ended up having to do something even more. So now I'm in the more catabolic space of being the helper healer fixer. Does that make sense? I guess someone said I anticipate the question. I did anticipate the question because see, Coach be knowing. Yes, Coach be knowing. Yes, yes, yes. So the other part that I want to break down for you all when we're talking about again energy is really described on these 7 levels. And so I give an assessment. It's called the energy. It's the technical name of it is called the Energy Leadership Assessment. And I was certified in doing energy leadership through my coaching certification, which is IPEC, the Institute for Professional Excellence in Coaching. And Bruce D. Schneider developed this concept called energy leadership. And so you take the catabolic and the anabolic energy and you range it across, or you can, let's see what's the best word to say. It ranges around across 7 levels, ranging from level 1 and 2, which is 100% catabolic, draining, destructive, fear-based, all the way up to level 7, which is 100% anabolic, which is healing, constructive, and success focused. And so when I give this assessment, I'm able to help people to really get a visual of their thought action pattern. So how they think, what they feel, and what they do as a result when there's more anabolic or under the normal day-to-day situations, and the same concept when they are experiencing stress. And so what I wanted to do for you all today was to take you through these different levels, if you will, of how the helper healer fixer shows up and how that energy is distributed on either the anabolic side or the catabolic side. So again, I mentioned that when we talk about this, level 1 and level 2 are the lowest levels of catabolic energy. And so as a helper healer fixer, if you are in a level 1, your thought process is really that you care about others, yet your acts of service or your intention for being the helper healer fixer is from a self-survival mode. Okay. Well, what does that really look like, coach? When you say a self-survival mode, well, it's really based off of your self-worth. People that are in that lowest level of catabolic energy, and if you've listened to any of my previous lunch break learnings or we've done any work together, I talk about being in the box, right? Being in the box, boom, lid shuts tight, and you're in this dark space and you're operating. Well, in order for you to feel better about yourself or to make you feel like you have something to contribute to the world, your ability to help and fix others is what's most important. Okay. So again, the self-survival piece, you'll help them, yet it is for a self-satis, what is that word? Self-satisfaction. Can you say self? satis can you I'm gonna skip over that because is it satis what word am I am I on the right track? So one thing about me, I don't re-record. This is as authentic as you're going to get. So y'all, gratification. See, my people, that's why you need a lot. See, listen, I'm a movement by myself. I'm a force when we're together. Okay. Thank you. Gratification. I'm like self-satisfaction. Yes, gratification. So there's a lot of a lot of self-gratification that happens when you are in that lowest level of catabolic energy, that level 1, when you really feel that you're only worthy or you're only valuable when you are in a position to help and fix others. Okay. Our second one is level 2. Again, we're at the lowest level of catabolic energy. And people who are the helper healer fixers that operate from this level 2 of energy, they always do what's needed. They are always available. They are going to be there. Baby, they're going to bring the attitude with them. Ooh, you ever had somebody that will help you and they going to fuss about it? Well, hope my mama don't listen to this. She has done that in the past. I will help you, but because I don't like the word but, I'd be like, really? But this is before I really knew it, but believe it, understand it, and trust it. But there was a fussing aspect to it. And I think we may do that. Maybe that's a parental thing because I'm thinking when I help my kids, I'm kind of like, now I'm gonna do this next time. Like you're fussing, right? So that is at level 2. There's an anger about it that really comes up, right? That draining, destructive, fear-based energy produces a lot of anger. So you're going to help them. You're going to heal them. You're going to fix them. You're going to have a whole attitude about it. And they're going to know. I see in the comments someone says, I'm guilty of that sometimes. Yes, raise your hand, okay? Raise your hand if that is you. It does happen. You're going to fuss, but they will always be there to help. Now, sometimes helper healer fixers also show up in this level 2 of energy in this angry space because they are not feeling like they're being treated fairly. Right? I helped you, you don't help me. Or I did this for you and you didn't do that for me. So there's always this tit for tat, this I'm doing it, yet I'm going to remember what you didn't do or how you fell short of helping me. Okay. So it's the treated fairly, or sometimes they aren't compensated properly. If you're in the professional space, so remember this applies from the bedroom to the boardroom and everywhere in between. So when you're in the professional space, you can tell a helper healer fixer with a level 2 of energy, level 2 of catabolic energy, because they are always going to be fussing about what they didn't get. Okay. Or they will make comparisons to someone else. Oh, such and such I did this, and then they ended up getting that, right? So it always makes you feel like you're in a place of losing when you are in that level 2 energy mindset of the helper healer fixer. Okay. Level 3. Level 3, we start to move up where we're having a little bit more of the anabolic energy in there. So it's probably we're probably about 70-30, 70% anabolic, 30% catabolic. And so helper healer fixers in this particular level, they can see the difference between themselves and others. Like they can compare like what makes them better, what makes them the other person better, or what they're lacking in. It's like, I'll help you. This might not be my strongest, you know what? Somebody else can do that better. And then they find themselves wanting to fix you, right? Or to help you, to heal you, to fix you for their own benefit. Ooh. This happens a lot in marriage and relationships. Let me just go ahead in the bedroom. This is where the level 3 of the helper healer fixer comes alive, honey. This is where they shine. Because if I can fix you, or if I can help you, if I can heal you, and if I can fix you, it will be easier for me to be in a relationship with you. Okay. It would make it easier for me if you did what I needed you to do. So that's why I want to help you. That's why I want to be in that place of service for you, because it's really about me, my benefit. And I don't know if my husband's going to listen to this too, but I'm going to let you know that I have done that in the past. Okay. But I've been, God had worked on my heart and my mind. Where your heart and your mind meet to be in the will of God. That's the truth. So God had worked on me and I'm better. The reason I can identify what that looks like is because I did that, right? Just do this. If you do this, it'll make it easier for me. And that's that on that. I'm seeing in the chat, I'm getting some of those emojis like, oh, yes, and been there too. So again, it's not just you. We experience these types of things. And again, it's value in really understanding your intention, your true intention, whether conscious or unconscious, of why you were standing up to be in a place of service, to be the helper, healer, fixer in any relationship. Okay. So we skip over level 4 because level 4 is the helper, healer, fixer. So if anyone is taking this assessment, or if we're having a conversation and I say, right now, this feels like a level 4. You are operating, you are thinking out of a level 4. I am talking about you are being, right, the helper, healer, fixer. That's what happens in that space in the level 4. So when we talk about level 5 helper, healer, fixers are really moving up because now we are truly in more of the 80% anabolic. Ooh, actually maybe like 85% anabolic, 85 to 90. Let's go there. 85 to 90% of the anabolic energy, which is then leaving 15 to 10% of the catabolic energy when you're in this level 5. So level 5 helper, healer, fixers, they really love to partner with people. They want to create a bond and really want to create win-win situations when they are in a position. I want to help you because helping you helps me. It helps you. It becomes this win-win. Now, if you notice, that's going to be a little different from the level 3, even the level 2, right? Level 2, I'm angry. So I'm doing this, and I'm angry about it. So it's really more about me and not really about you. Level 3, as I just spoke, it's about, I want to fix you for my own benefit. And then level 1, if you want to go back and recall that with me, that is more again of the, I'm doing this because it makes me feel worthy. It makes me feel like I have something to offer when I really, really don't. Okay. So again, when we're in this position in the level 5, going back to that, you truly want to partner. It's the win-win. It's the creating bonds with others. It's how can we really use this? How can I not give all of myself away? And more so be in a position where I am, I'm where we're both walking away from. So at the end of the day, I don't feel drained and I don't feel defeated and depleted, all of those things, because I truly am in a position where I'm walking away with something as well. Okay. Then we talk about level 6. Level 6 is when you are helping someone and it truly feels like a oneness. Like this is so in a synchronized space that I'm helping you, that it is truly helping me. And it helps me to really express my concern and my care for others with no strings attached. I don't have any ulterior motives. I'm not even concerned if it becomes a win-win because I'm being so true to who I am and potentially what God has called me to do. I say this all the time. And I just want to make sure that we clear. I'm a Christian, and that's for me and the humans in my house. We serve the Lord. And so when I'm really thinking about being in that position of that level 6, I really am at about 90 to 95% of that anabolic energy. And my helper, healer, fixer does not leave me feeling used. Okay. It doesn't feel me leaving used. Now, our last one is level 7. So here's the thing about level 7. No one resides at level 7 all of the time. Your thoughts are continuously moving. Your feelings are following your emotions and your actions. All of that is in line. And so level 7 is where we kind of dip in and then we make a conscious or unconscious choice on what level we then default to. And so level 7, again, is more like that, boom, you're there, and then you go somewhere else. Like you will drop down to one of the other levels. It just depends if you understand the concepts of energy and energy leadership and what I'm sharing and teaching here. You absolutely can be conscious and choose the level that you want to go to. So if you want to be a helper, healer, fixer, and you realize that, hey, it is draining me because at the end of the day, I have helped and healed and fixed, and nobody has done that for me, then I may need to switch and really look at, right, check my BS, check the belief system that I've created about why I'm helping, healing, fixing. What is the outcome that I'm desiring? And how might I be dishonoring myself because I want to be liked. I want to be validated. I want to be seen as important. Okay. Those are what are on the draining, destructive, catabolic side of being a helper, healer, fixer, as opposed to truly doing it because that is what God has instructed you to do. You're following your intuition, you're being obedient, and you do it with no strings or no care about the outcome of what your helping, healing, fixing will do. You're truly doing it because it means more to the greater good of your purpose than what people expect you to do or who they think you might be, and wanting to make sure that you don't disappoint them, people pleaser, or that you don't have it all together. Every single time, those will drain us and they will put us in positions to where we do not do it for the reasons that we intended. Does that make sense? So for your final journal prompt, I want you to think about these levels. And again, this, if you're catching us live here or if you're listening to the replay, I want you to go back and really listen to these different levels that I've described and make notes. What does being the helper, healer, fixer look like for you in each one of those levels? When you can begin to identify that, then you can become more conscious of, again, how you're showing up and what you're truly pouring into these relationships so that it does not leave you with an empty cup. All right. So if you feel so inclined, I want you to please take a deep breath in and let it out. Take a deep breath in and let it out. And let's do one more. Deep breath in and let it out. To all my helper, healer, fixers. Yes. I love y'all. I also want you to be very conscious of, again, what it really does to you and for you when you are being in that place of being the handler. Journal prompts. The helper, healer, fixer. Yeah, there's a cure for that. So thank you so much for joining me again for Lunch Break Learning with Coach Shaquan. For those that are on live, you know how we do. We stay on because, ain't nothing, a little extra lunch break ain't never hurt nobody. So please continue to follow me here. Subscribe if you would like to be aware of when the recordings or the new episodes drop. And I'll see you next time. Invite a friend and join me next week. Okay, we're going to kick off our July series with some goodness. All right. Stay on with me if you're here live. And for those that are listening to the recording, we out. Peace.